Welcome back. I'm Calvin, Statue Fanatic, here with another episode of Collecting on a Budget, the show where I show you some really cool collectibles that you can collect and not break the bank. And today I have a pretty cool figure to show you guys. This is of Iron Spider-Man from the Infinity War. And before we get started with that, I'm going to show you a little bit about the box. On the back talks a little bit about the figure. Got some shiny light there going on. And it's got the typical 4-window box here with the gallery select figures for those of us, and not, well, me, I take my figures out of the box. But for those of you who like to take figures out of the, keep figures in the box, you can do that and they can still be displayed really well. And you can see pretty much every angle of the figure by doing that. But these are so cool. I don't know why you would want to keep them in the box. So, and as far as sculpting, it doesn't say who sculpted it. It just says sculpted by Cortez Studio. So looks like a studio was commissioned to do this. I wonder if they're commissioned to do the other pieces, because there's a number of pieces in the Infinity War line that are coming out to complement this from that particular movie. And this particular scene looks like a scene from when they were on Titan fighting Thanos and trying to get the gauntlet from him. He's in a really cool dynamic pose. Really, I'm digging the figure a lot. I mean, I like the pink, the color scheme, all of that. Like the pose, this dynamic pose that he's in. I mean, he classic, like right out of the movie. This is really cool. So as I do it once around, you can kind of see what I'm talking about, get a good look at the figure itself, see what you guys think there. As you can see here. Now, there's not a whole lot of muscular sculpting here. I mean, he's got this outfit on, but keeping in mind that he's a teenager in this movie, so he's not as built and buff as the other characters that you might see. So he's got the suit on here. And as far as the sculpt and design in the suit, there's a lot going on. All of the different line work that you see and the different color breakup on this suit is not just painted on, it's actually raised sculpted pieces, sculpted elements to the suit all the way around, including his eyes. The outline of his eyes are sculpted. The webbing that's in the outfit itself, in the red part of the outfit, those lines are sculpted into it. And then the suit itself has this really cool texture to it. It's not just a flat finish. It has texture all over the outfit. You can see here as I turn it around here, and you can see probably some of the pictures that'll be showing once this is published. And then as far as the base is concerned, this base is, I think you actually see this scene where he's standing this way on the rocks, the formations there from Titan on the planet. The base, though, has a lot of detail and sculpt in it. It looks really cool. Yeah, it looks really cool. And the same thing with the spider tentacles from the suit, from the Iron Spider suit. That looks really cool. There's lights on it. It doesn't light up for real, but where you can see the different colors where it's supposed to, I guess, light up and do that type of stuff when it's activated. The same thing where you can see the different paint scheme on his arm where he's activating the suit and it's lighting up and coming to life, if you will. But looks really cool in terms of sculpt, design, and pose. Like that a lot. Now, some of the things that I may have a few issues with here is going to be the paint application on it. I love the paint scheme. It's pretty accurate to what it's supposed to be, I guess, in the movie. But what I have a little problem with this particular piece is just, you know, the attention to detail. There's quite a few places on this statue where the line work isn't really good. And I'm not talking, you know, as if I'm talking about an $1,100 or $1,000 piece, you know, where you're expecting it to be spot on perfect. This is a $45 PVC statue that displays really well, looks really well, but I also would want it to be painted pretty nicely too, because, you know, if you've watched some of the reviews over at MCE, some of the characters that I've done as well as on my channel, you know, that it is very possible for them to to paint these figures really nice. And so this is one of those that seem to have gotten by the QCers, because there's quite a few places on it where the paint just doesn't make it. I mean, on the back here, the line work on his back where the red is just looks like it's sloppily painted over the blue. And there's a few other places and areas like that, you know, like on his here, this outfit. It's hard to tell, which is really cool, that you can't really tell that well because of the paint scheme, because of the black and the blue and how dark it is. But if you look really closely, you can see there's a ton of blue that's over the black line work here, and vice versa. The same thing with the yellow and the red, like on his his boots there. You can see where the red is painted over the yellow, the same thing on his arm. Now, with that said, it isn't so bad that you like, oh wow, that looks really horrible or anything like that, because the colors themselves blend so well together, it's kind of hard to tell the mistakes. And the reason why I could see them so well initially is because, of course, I've got a camera and I'm zooming in, trying to take some close-up pictures so that I can post with the video here. I think is acceptable. I think it could have been done better. Other than that, I think it's a really good piece. I mean, it's just really awesome. And again, the base, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but the paint application on the base is really cool. The shading and the different tones on the base look awesome. Looks like the rock formation from on Titan, and the sculpt and the detail in this base is just really cool. Looks really freaking awesome. Now, there isn't a whole lot else. It doesn't light up, doesn't do anything special, but it displays really well, and I think it will go really well with the other figures in this line. So, you know, Iron Studio actually put out an entire Infinity War line as well, but it will cost a few $1,000s probably to own all of those figures, as opposed to getting these guys together. And you know, depending on who you talk to, some of these figures look as good as some of the Iron Studio figures that are, you know, 3 times the amount of money. But that's why I do collect it on the budget, to show you some really cool things that you can buy, display, and enjoy and not break your bank. So that is about all I have for the Iron Spider-Man Infinity War gallery statue. So until next time, my friends, peace.